Hi guys, I am Jackie Bowling and I am standing here with Columbia 300 staffer, also part of the Ebonite International family, Chris Barnes. Chris and I are in the Players Paddock, the PBA Powerhouse locker room, where all tournament participants can use the Powerhouse brand. Powerhouse is the official PBA locker room supplier, and right now we are standing in front of the Accelerator cabinet spinner, and Chris Barnes is going to demonstrate how to use this piece of equipment.
Well, thanks, Jackie. This has been the busiest part of the paddock this week for the plastic ball challenge. So there's a couple things we use here. Obviously, this spinner has an on and off switch for the motor, and on and off for the water. Here we don't have water hookups, so we have to use a spray bottle. And then we have two speeds. We have a low speed, which we use when we're putting surface on a ball, and then a higher speed that we use when we're putting on polish. And we have a few products here. This week, power wash was a popular thing. The balls get pretty slimy. They get pretty slick pretty quickly with this other surface. So just throw a little on there. Use your Powerhouse towel, and that knocks that sheen off and gets some of that slime off the ball right away. Now, a few guys used polish this week, and our favorite polish out here on tour is factory finish. It's really the only one I use. Stuff that lets me get it back close to what it is right out of the box when they come shiny. And again, when we use polish, then we use a higher speed, and that helps get the polish on faster and gets the sheen higher much quicker. Normally with polish, do at least 2 sides, and the guys that are a little more thorough will use 4. But now that we got a little bit of polish on there, what was more often used this week was surface, and there's 2 ways you can do that. You can start at 1,000, and that will take 1,000 Averlon, and that will take all this shine off. A lot of guys this week use clean and dull. It's a 2-part process. It not only gets the oil out of the ball, but it also puts a little bit of surface and puts a little bit of texture into it too. So around like that, that gets in there and gets some of that oil and starts to evaporate that, using a little bit slower speed so that the grit inside this clean and dull will help put some surface on the ball.
This clean and dull actually puts grit on the surface?
Yeah, you'll end up with about 1,000 to 1,500 with this clean and dull. And just remember when you use it that you have to use at least 4 sides to really get it even and get the surface smooth. And now we have the equivalent of about 1,000 to 1,500. Now if you can also use 500 grit, which will make it very dull very quickly. Saw a lot of that this week. Doesn't take very long. Put some serious lines in a ball. Previous years, this is what we did. As you can see, instantly you have traction. And these plastic balls, we needed plenty of that this week. But that's a smattering of what we can do. If I wanted to get this ball smooth again the way it was in the very beginning, which was 4,000, I would go 500, 1,000 grit, then 2,000, then 4,000. And most of that time, as I want to get smoother, I'm also going to use water with that. But this is a brief example of how we use the spinners out here on tour. The busiest and probably the most important part of what we do to prepare for a tour block.
And thank you, Chris, for that demonstration. Powerhouse, equipment, training, coaching. For more information on the official provider, the PBA Locker Room Supplies, visit powerhousebowling.com.